Hey, welcome back to the Dark Reading News Desk, and with me right now is Arian Evans, who is the VP of Product Marketing for RiskIQ, which is an online digital asset inventory, discovery, and security firm. And you guys had a big announcement back in April, and you're showing something here today at Black Hat. Tell us a little bit about the product.
Yeah, our platform we've released, we call it Enterprise Digital Footprint. And basically about 55% of transactions we conduct with our customers, informational or monetary, today occur through digital channels. And the primary digital channels are web, mobile, and social media. So we give our customers a platform to discover, create an inventory of, monitor and enforce policy around all their digital channels, web, mobile, and social media. And
everybody likes to talk about what they're innovative about, and tell us a little bit what differentiates your product from some of the others out there that might consider themselves similar.
Well, that's a great question. I haven't seen anybody outside of somebody like a Google, non-security company, try to create an inventory of all the different digital channels. But for us, the main thing is there are different solutions that try to approach, say, mobile or social media as its own problem, and we actually view it's all one problem. They all have common properties, and they all exist on the web in the same manner, and we have to define and monitor them pretty much in the same ways. So we've created a platform to do all of it under one roof.
Have you had much traffic at the booth so far?
Yeah, since we released this, because it's a fairly unique offering, and because everybody has this problem, they're communicating with their customers and increasingly their own employees. And because this is the way we transact business, especially monetary, the bad guys come. So everybody has a need to secure their web, mobile, and social digital footprint, and we've seen tremendous traction around that.
What are the customers saying when they're coming by the booth? What are some of the top issues?
Help. Help. You know, so actually the number one thing is most people say, I don't know what I don't know. Right, help me find something. And actually, in the US, we're finding global markets are very different, but in the US, probably the number one use case we've seen grow this year is merger and acquisition in the Fortune 2000. I'm acquiring companies, I don't know what I'm getting. When I plug them into me, I'm getting breached. They have assets that are weak, I don't know about, they get compromised, so that's number one. Number two is, what are my developers building I don't know about in the Amazon cloud? Number three is, what are my marketing teams standing up? You know, marketing loves to stand things, so IT budgets and resources don't align with marketing timelines, so they set things up on WordPress, and in security we joke, if you build something on WordPress, you set your stopwatch till it's compromised.
Exactly.
So we help them find all that stuff and put some eyes on it.
And speaking of M&As, do you anticipate that people might start using your product to actually do the discovery before the M&A and actually perhaps even not let it go through?
Well, so that's a great question. I don't think security will be in that role. Security usually is the last to find out. They often find out about acquisition activity when it's in the news.
What about reversing that conversation then? Because I think there's a lot of risk that could be mitigated by doing it ahead of time.
So steps, we're helping educate security people. There is an 8K form that has a subset of that form where you list digital assets that you know, and there's a date with all acquisitions for when you're accountable as the acquiring organization. And so we've been helping security people know you actually need to find that form and look at what you're accountable for and what the date is, because breaches after that impact you as a business.
Who are you talking to in the organization when they come by the booth or when you're out in the market? What demographic or job title generally is interested in talking to you?
So our platform is pretty unique in that we're able to scan the internet at scale to the degree that a Google would. And the amount of data we collect is interesting to a CISO at the high level for like the merger and acquisition case, but we also have practitioners in different areas. So people who manage vulnerability management and penetration testing, we give them a very accurate attack surface that they know what they need to test. People who do incident response to breaches, we show them where there are items or assets, applications that are concerning or behaving bad that they know to focus in on. So there are different practitioner levels within an organization, all within the security group. There's the CISO. We also get outreach from brand and marketing people that want to just understand what their digital channels are and if they're meeting their standards.
One of the things we heard, we had the Black Hat CISO Summit yesterday, and one of the things we heard a lot about was how do I as a CISO get better at reporting incidents and having better metrics. Does your product enable that or help the CISO with that kind of a skill?
So that actually is one of the best and toughest questions that we get asked. We've been building that out ourselves. What we found is that in our domain, because we're helping people understand what they haven't known about and kind of some of these new areas where they have visibility gaps, they don't have programs and metrics established. So, but they do need to report up on that.
Exactly.
So we have, for example, we work with 9 of the 10 largest global banks, and we've been helping them build those metrics to report. We now have metrics going clear to the board. And it's essentially about, here are the things I didn't know about, and here's these areas of risk that we've now brought into known monitoring. We've locked them down, we have finite control, we have visibility and control around these things.
And you enable customers to do that. Is there any chance, does RiskIQ aggregate that information for industries at all to help?
We do. Actually, one of the newest features we're planning to release this fall is we're going to segment that globally. We're going to create some scores and metrics globally and then allow you to dial in by vertical. And then the next step will be within an org by business unit. Because we found that many successful CISOs essentially use game theory. They play the business units against each other. So they say, hey, by the way, you're the only one in the lowest quartile of score. Sign here to accept the risk or ask me how to, like if something happens, I'm going to explain to the board and the rest of the business you chose to be down here.
That's kicking the can.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Any other issues you want to touch on that people should stop by your booth and talk to you about?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that if you're doing business on the web or in the mobile ecosystem, most people have no idea how big and sprawling the world is. We live in an age of decentralized perimeters. Most of our stuff here at Black Hat is firewalls and traditional, I call them flycatcher devices, catch the files inbound. But you have all this stuff out there, and if you simply want to know what all is out there, and is something doing something bad in the middle of the night that you need to know about, we're the people that can help you find that and put eyes on it.
Okay. Well, Arian Evans, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Good luck with RiskIQ.